Hi guys, I'm delighted to reveal to you the all-new P.Mauriat Equinox Alto. Now what makes this new model so exciting for me personally is that P.Mauriat have made this exclusively for us here at sax.co.uk, and for that I'm very grateful. Now it is basically based on the standard and very successful P.Mauriat 67R model, but with a little bit of a twist to it. You may see it straight away here, but the finish is completely unique. We've not seen this on any of their other 67R models up to now. So we've got this lovely kind of brushed satin finish on the main body part of the saxophone. And then the keys have this brushed steel finish. I don't know if you can make that out on the camera angle right now, but the keys and the mechanism have this brushed steel finish on this new unique material that really gives the saxophone an outstanding look. This lovely contrast between the keys and mechanism and the body. It's quite different from all of the other 67R models out there. Now there's nothing else particularly going on in terms of a unique design with the bore or anything like that. So it just leaves me to talk a little bit more again about the 67R as a model. It's been a while since I've spoken about this saxophone, but P.Mauriat and ourselves, in conjunction with each other when we discussed the idea for this unique model, we really wanted to centre on a model that was already very successful, and the 67R just came straight to mind because it is such a wonderful sax with such a sort of impactful sound. So just to take it back a step in terms of what P.Mauriat offer at their pro end of things, there's really two key models, and that is in the Alto range, the 67R series, which is the equivalent of the very famous 66R tenor model, and then there's the 76, the System 76. They're the two bore types. And what we get with the 67 model is a very big, bold sound with a very heavy core to it. It has an extreme sort of dynamic range possibility there where you can really just simmer around in the lower quiet dynamics and produce a very satisfying core sound. And then as soon as you accelerate the sound through to the louder end of things, the sound takes on a sort of power and a brightness and boldness. Without going thin, it retains that weight of sound. Interestingly, when I was sort of prepping up for this video and enjoying making some noises on this instrument, I was also playing another new P.Mauriat addition to their range, the 185 model, which is more of an intermediate instrument, which is great in its own right. I'll talk about that separately. But I really did notice that step up when I moved from the 185 to this model in terms of the weight of sound. You just notice this extra chunkiness and power in the sound, which was very personally satisfying to me as a sort of way of justifying going for, you know, a pro-end model like this, that you really do feel a difference over and above an intermediate instrument. Some other features just to remind you of what we're talking about when we talk about the 67R model. The R stands for rolled tone holes. Not many modern saxes have rolled tone holes, and the idea being that in the manufacturing process, the tone holes, rather than just being drawn straight through, are drawn and rolled over, giving extra surface area. You can just see it here on the bottom B flat key, but it's the rolled tone holes are situated throughout the entire instrument. And they're not cheat rolled tone holes, they're truly drawn out as opposed to rings being soldered on separately, which can be a method that some manufacturers use. But no, P.Mauriat do it properly, and they do a really nice job of it, very even, very smooth. And the idea being that the pads, well, this is the key objective anyway, that the pads have a larger surface contact area against the tone holes because there's a larger spread of material, so there's less cutting into the pads, so the pads last a bit longer. The key action can feel a little bit different as well. Some people say it's quieter. I don't find it necessarily quieter, I find it just a different sound. And then there's also some debate as to the tone being different, you know, more of a sort of more projection within the actual tone, but I think that's more of a nuanced thing, to be honest with you. I think it's much more about the pad life. Anyway, it's a unique feature that sets the 67R apart from other saxophones. You can see it's also got this enlarged bell, which is quite popular on modern saxophones, just to give that real resonance and ring, particularly on the lower notes. which hopefully you can hear in my playing. And ergonomically, I've always been a fan of these instruments, but there's something extra special about this Equinox when I was setting myself up on it and just getting a feel for it, in the sense that it all feels really great under the fingers, and particularly on the right-hand stacks here, a left-hand palm key stack, and then the table key area feels very comfortable. The shaping feels great to me. I always love it when a modern manufacturer comes out with a table key stack that actually works, as in you can roll from the B and the C sharp to the B flat. You can move around smoothly without getting stuck. Sounds like a silly thing to say, because you'd imagine that they'd all be like that, but you'd be surprised how often it's not like that at all, and you do find yourself getting stuck and you find some awkward transitions there. So that feels great to me. So yeah, all in all, that's a very satisfying kind of feeling of moving the fingers around, you know, when you're not even playing anything, just doing that you get a great feeling from it, and I think they've done a great job there. It's also just very well put together. There's no double action. I've tested very carefully for that. Everything is going down very smoothly and evenly. So very robustly put together in terms of the mechanism. And I've mentioned the sound there. It's a wonderful sound. So when you combine all of that, and you think about the price point, this is not a bank-breaking saxophone. You know, it's nicely situated there in amongst the sort of lower to mid-priced professional instruments, but sounding as good as the best of them. So for me, it really does hit upon a lot of great areas, and you know what? I love this sax. Come and check out the new Equinox Alto by P.Mauriat.